We have a 2004 Toyota Tacoma, V6, 3.4 liter engine. We're going to replace the radiator on it. A couple of months ago, I was driving down the road and my temperature got hot and I had to pull over and add water to my radiator. And when I was checking it out later, I noticed there was some white residue on different parts of the engine that indicated that the radiator was leaking. So I knew I had to eventually replace it. So in this video, that's what we're going to do, is replace the radiator on my 2004 Tacoma. We're starting with a radiator bought off online from AutoZone by $150. And I got my antifreeze. We got the Asian Vehicles. Toyota 1990 and up is the concentrate. First step is to remove the protective plate underneath that's protecting it. And you start with a 12 millimeter ratchet and take those bolts out. After the protective plate is off, you open up the drain valve and drain the fluid into a bucket. So while the radiator's draining, we just sit back and chill.
That's right.
We're gonna loosen up this clamp and I'll pull the
overflow tube off.
Right. Taking off the top radiator hose.
That was loose. That was really loose. Transmission lines have to be disconnected and the bottom radiator hose. Come on now.
Removing the transmission hose, letting it drain out.
Oops.
Remove the radiator after 4 12 millimeter bolts are removed.
Airflow going through.
Now we're installing the new radiator, sliding it down in. After you put the radiator in, you install the 4 bolts that line it up. It can be hard, you gotta line it up just right. Then you get the fan shroud and use the 4 bolts to install it also.
I got bottom radiator hose. Gonna do the transmission hose. Transmission hose. It's up to
After the hoses are all put back on, the last thing under here is to replace this protective shield. Same way you took it off and put it back on. In addition to adding the antifreeze, you need to check your transmission fluid down here. A little bit may have dripped out when you were draining the hoses, so that's a good idea to check that fluid and make sure that you have enough in there and add some if you need to. Once you've added the antifreeze, got that up to the right levels, you need to turn it on, and when you do, you need to watch the temperature. And when you're running it, turn the heat on. Make sure everything is circulating and operating correctly. This is the finished product. Got the new radiator installed, all the hoses connected, the fluid, and we're good to go. No more leaking or high temperatures. Do it yourself. Radiator replacement.